Hi, welcome back to ACL Stands. We're going to be taking another look here at the Happytone MC-2. In the last video, I had a bit of an issue with the EQ wasn't working. I think the volume wasn't working. Also, the LED VU meters here were peaking. I'm pretty sure that they were the main issues. Now, I did take out a resistor and I also took out a transistor. And I've got those parts in and they just arrived the other day. We can get back to fixing this unit up. So the resistor that we pulled out here is this one here. Transistor is just here, and always observe the markings on the board here to determine which way the transistor goes in. The resistor doesn't matter which way it goes. The rest of this board appears to be okay, at least visually. So there's a quick look at the resistor just up here, and here's the new transistor. And you can see the VU meter now is working fine. The EQ, what's the other thing?
Movement by Maria Grenfell, a pure 10,000 mile wind.
Okay, so we've got EQ back here. So we've got the EQ and the VU meter working. Okay, so doing a little bit more poking around on the board, I have noticed there is a cracked solder joint just here on this headphone jack. Now I've checked the faders. I've pulled them out of the circuit and tested them, and they've both faders are functioning fine. Yes, I've been playing around with this for a little while here, and I've got the tape deck working. There's no belt goo or anything like that on there. These use the flat belts, and there's only one belt. One of the other things that I am noticing here is that there doesn't seem to appear to be tweeters. So I'm going to get the tape deck cleaned up a little bit more and see if I can fix the mechanism. So looking at the back of the tape deck here, I pulled the capstan off, pulled some other little parts off here. Now, if you have a look here, you can see just here there's a little spring. This operates that lever for the play button, and yeah, that spring is not connected. Everything works fine with the tape. Distortion that's coming through is a different issue altogether because it's only on the radio side of things. So we're going to have to check this board up the top here in a later video. The main thing that I want to get working on this unit was the tape deck. I've got to get a new signal generator because that one that's up here has stopped working. The counter still works actually, but the signal generation has stopped working, so that really sucks. Should be able to get another little sort of more compact signal generator for about 30 bucks. So the last thing I want to look at here is put this all together, and I want to have a look at those speakers. We've got 4 screws here, and then we've got another screw in the central section here. Once you remove that cover, they've sort of put a little bit of a glue around the outside edge, and there's your speakers. I'm gonna have to get the brush out and clean all this up. I just don't think the compressor's gonna blow all of this out because it's actually stuck onto the sidewalls. That explains the tweeter. I'm guessing this is also going to be the same on the other speaker as well. I usually leave the original mounting pillar on there and just put spacers on either side of the mounting post, and then I put the actual full aerial on there with the bottom section on there. That just makes the aerial longer, and also it just saves a bit of mucking around. Also, I've just cut away these sections here because the way that they had this actually bends the aerial, and it's not really great for the aerial, so yeah, I've just cut that away, and so it just fits in there. And I think that's pretty much going to be a wrap for this one. I just want to mention that this one has a 100mm folded belt. Now, I have seen a couple of very similar units to this one. I saw a Tempest one that actually I think is still up on eBay at the moment. But I have to say, internally this thing pretty much sucks. Now, I've also gone and 3D printed some new caps here, so they turned out really well. The Molotov chrome pen on those. Now, sadly I've run out of time here, but in the future I will have to go back and look at the tuner side of this because there's still that issue with the radio's volume too high, and I suspect that it's either one of the ICs there or a transistor. For now, it is fully functional on the cassette deck. Overall, the sound quality on this thing is okay. It's not great. I found that I had to boost everything from the 4K on the EQ just to get this thing to at least sound a little bit crisp. Pretty basic unit. If you can find it for like 20 bucks or something, definitely go ahead and pick it up. You can find it in the silver color variant. That would be my choice. I do feel a little bit of sympathy for this guy, just the fact that it was in such horrible condition. So it's amazing that this thing actually survived with all the dust that this thing had. It was just ridiculous. I've never actually seen a boombox survive after being subjected to that amount of dust. That being said, the speakers are still holding up really well, and I was actually surprised how nice they looked. I need to definitely respray these grills. So that's pretty much it for this episode. I want to thank everyone for watching. Thanks to everyone that's subscribing. I really appreciate it. Until next time, see you on the next project.